Game devs, they don't care.
We always talk about how games were better back then. But if you want to enjoy games like you used to, you have to play them like you used to. Blizzard doesn't care.
That's right. I have to have more hair, shave my beard, and eat McDonald's. I used to eat McDonald's every day. Whenever I was a kid, I would literally straight up get McDonald's every fucking day, man. It was a good, it was like fucking, what was it called? McDouble.
They got what they wanted, millions of copies sold, and that's mostly due to the name of the game. A lot of us want D4, but the devs just don't either care or they're oblivious to their fan base of what we want, it said. Well,
I love people that speak in us and we. You know, they're not listening to us. We feel a certain way. Who's we? What do you want? The McDouble's $4.59? No, it's not. Wait, how much is a McDouble? I can't spell double. $2.19. Yeah, bro, it's not $4, bro. Like,
there was no specific exact complaints within that, so it's hard for me to address it.
Yeah, what the fuck does that even mean?
That's just kind of like, what's the word for that? That's just kind of like your opinion, man. Like, there's not a lot of data for me to work with there. Just the devs don't either care. I don't know. Like, I've seen them, like, try to fix things. Like, I've seen it. I'm in the program. And I've seen them directly ask for feedback, and then I've seen them directly listen and directly...
I feel like if anybody is mad about the Diablo 4 devs right now, you're fucking insane. Like, yes, obviously they haven't fully given us what we've wanted on Renown, but it hasn't happened yet. So, like, they've got time. Like, we've gotten a lot of the stuff that we wanted. They've listened to, like, 90% of what the community has said. What the fuck are people crying about?
Respond. I haven't been contributing as much, to be honest, as I did with Immortal, where I spent a lot of time with feedback. But I've seen it happen, so that's my opinion on that side. As far as they got what they wanted, 1 million copies sold, yeah, probably. The one thing I wasn't happy with, and the farthest I'll go towards your side, I'll offer an olive branch, which is that I would prefer if games do not have prepaid early access. Myself. All right, I don't have
I hate it. I would do it if I was making a game, but I hate it. Oh, it's so bad. I would do it though. You make so much money, but it's awful. It just fucking sucks. But there's so much money.
I'm paying $70 for a game. I paid $60 for a Super Nintendo game forever ago. Like, you know, whatever.
It is what it is.
I get it's hard to spend money on the games, but it's like it's hard for me to complain about a full retail price when I have mostly played games that have infinite money caps. You have to realize. So it's like when I go into a game, it's like you just tell me the price of the game and I will purchase the game if I think it looks like fun. If I don't think it was worth the money after having purchased it, I would say that was a bummer of a purchase.
And not
but I'm not suddenly going to get mad I purchased it because it's a flat fee. However, when I'm in these like mobile games where you're infinitely putting in stuff on like, over and over again, buying every new update or whatever that comes out, you almost feel like you're continually buying almost stock in a product and you're less and less getting excited about it. Whereas a one-time flat fee purchase of a retail game, I can take the hit on more often. And I come that from a perspective of not making a ton of money.
I think that's the way that people like it, is that they don't want to have to pay like little microtransactions for games. But the reality is that a lot of people don't have, they don't have the disposable income. So they play these free-to-play games because they can't afford the actual games.
Okay, so I understand. So that's about as far as I'll go in that. I think some of that comment is a little unfair, like oblivious to their fan base. Nah, they know what people are saying.
Yeah, no, they're not.
And they know what we wanted said. I'm trying to think what you're referencing so I could give you a fair response.
Yeah,
but
what the
mostly
fuck,
what
dude?
I'm just going to assume you're saying the Dungeon XP nerfs because I think that's what people are mad about right now. I've said my opinion on this, which is that I would rather not the best thing in the game to do is also the least enjoyable at the same time. Where it's like I go into a dungeon, I go into a fucking party. It's a menu.
This party thing. You know what they should do? They should do exactly what PoE does. Hold Alt before you go into a new zone, and whenever you click on the loading screen, you can choose to enter the old dungeon or a new version of the dungeon. And they reset every 15 minutes. Is it Control? I thought it was Control or Alt or Shift. I don't remember which one. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, it works in PoE, it's totally fine. Why can't we do it in Diablo 4? Is resetting a dungeon that big of a deal? Like, I think that it's stupid that you can reset the dungeon while you're inside of the dungeon. I think that you should have to zone out of the dungeon in order to reset it, because it just feels very gamey to not do that. But I don't want to join a fucking rotation party to join parties over and over and over to do dungeon all the time. I just don't want to do this. I don't want to. It's fucking annoying.
Simulator of going into a party, going in a dungeon, grinding the dungeon, exiting the dungeon in the right row,
yeah, I'm not going to do this shit. This is stupid.
On the person, having them accept, clicking the transfer world button, hopping over. It's just
no. I will not do this.
Bad gameplay.
It is.
Personally.
It's awful.
So for that, if they're nerfing that, I would say let's take some of that nerf XP and put it elsewhere in the game, like, in my opinion, world bosses, so that you get a big chunk of, like, dopamine XP, or these overworld events. That's my take. I don't think it's a crazy thing that once the boss shows up once a day, you get 300, let's say 30% of a level. I mean, who cares? It's not going to ruin the game. That's my take on that. From what I'm seeing in your comments, it doesn't look like you disagree too much.
Like, I understand what that person's getting at. I get it. But, like, it's the same idea of let's just buff everything. If something's overpowered, just make everything else overpowered. It's just such a short-sighted way to look at things. That's how you get quadrillion crits.
You just seem like maybe you're a little bit upset that you spent a lot of hard-earned money in the game and it wasn't what you wanted, which is a fair way to feel. But I don't think it's fair to say the devs don't care and, like, they're purposely ignoring. I think that's a little ship too far gone. But that's my response to
nuts,
that.
Man.
What I mean is, for me personally, I feel like they don't want us to enjoy the game. They want us to be a grind fest where people want to work 8+ hour stages to come home, both sitting off going for 100+ hours, stage 70.
You are gonna fucking get mad that Diablo is a grind fest? I'm the opposite. I don't think it's grindy enough. I think the gear chase is too short. I don't think there's enough depth in gear to keep me engaged to get all the way up to level 100. I look at Path of Exile. I can put 200 hours into a league and think to myself, oh my God, I'm not even close.
What I'm hearing is that you are getting the value of the game for you out of completing the game, whereas this game is targeted towards the demographic that gets the value of the game out of the process of playing through the game.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking. So, like, I'm trying
It's like people would look at, so this is something I did in Path of Exile. Okay, give me a second. Asmongold PoE build. Broken build. Okay. So, I set up a build in Path of Exile that I am literally clicking 0 buttons right now. All I'm doing is walking around. Like, I fought the boss here. You guys can see this. Where's the boss? Here's the boss. Oh, this is just an elite. That one got me. Yeah, you can't win them all, right? Let's see if I can find this. I do literally nothing. I don't even have Righteous Fire up. I should have Righteous Fire up. This is the first day I played the character. And this was the most awesome thing for me. Because I spent 76 hours making this build a reality. 76 fucking hours for this thing. So whenever I finally did it, and I finally made it, that was incredible. And that was the reward in itself.
I'm actually trying to think about your thing fairly. And to be honest, I don't really want to get in like a $3 donation back and forth for the rest of the stream here, but I'm trying to do you justice, okay? You say, what you mean is personally, you feel like they don't want us to enjoy the game. They want us to be in Grindfest where people work 8+ hours a day just to come home and full sin, not to have to grind for 100+ hours to get 70. I am sensing that you are going to enjoy the game more when you feel like I've done it, I've completed it, and you want like the item looting portion of like being maxed, and you like the maxed experience. And I'm also sensing that the company has developed this game towards a more casual audience, people who are going to play less, which actually...
It is. It's made for a casual Andy audience. It definitely is. It's not even a question. It's not even a possibility. It's absolutely for a casual audience. And that's why you run out of gear. You run out of progress at like level 80, level 70.
Weirdly enough to me, seems like what you're saying you are, which is that, you know, we're people who work 8 hours a day, you come home and can't play 100 hours a day. Like, I actually think they kind of made this game for you, to be honest. I just think that you both long for the hardcore experience of like super being able to be at the end game without having to spend the hours to get there. But those games that are rewarding are typically only because it took those amount of hours to get there. So it's the problem is you're grieving the loss of your time to be able to play those types of games that reward that type of behavior, and you're mad about it with this game. Like, that's what I think. Because I get what you're saying, but you're also like somewhat contradicting yourself with your opinion is how I feel about this. But I get where you're coming from. All right, it takes a long time to complete the game, but arguably people say at the end of the game is the worst part of the game. So I feel like
it is. It is. Like, even as a barbarian who, like, my build doesn't even really pop off until max level, I feel like I don't really pop off until like way like 60. I didn't feel like I was popping off until like 60 plus. And I still feel like the end game was way better. Or sorry, the early game was way better because I felt like I was making progress all of the time.
Slow down, look at the game when you're playing it, and realize it's not later on that I'm supposed to be having the fun. It's right now, and enjoy the process and fuck what everyone else is doing. Play it like it's a Super Nintendo game and you don't have the internet.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to infinitely feel better about it. I think that's what's happening.
Yep. Stop min-maxing, stop looking up guides, stop looking up a bunch of other stuff. Like, just focus on playing the game and enjoying it.
I think you said you agree 100%. So
there's no
call me a
reason why
gaming
you can't do
therapist,
that.
because the thing is I can actually feel what you're saying, because I feel that way too a lot of the times. But I just happen to have the job, which is this one, that allows me to actually be able to play these types of games. All right? Looks like we're all still friends. Flixter says, well, you made one of the best points I think I've ever heard. Treat this game as if you're playing a Super Nintendo game back in the day. Being 32, this hits home makes love, since I appreciate you diving this and giving me your understanding. Look, first of all, I'm 32 also. All right?
Ooh.
Just to give you a view.
Jesus, man. Oh, God, no. Fuck, bro. Bro, it happened to him, too. Isn't that fucked up? God damn, that sucks.
We're of the same age, brother. We were born in 91, right? I have watched games go from something that we came home as like a Christmas present in and of itself because it's a new game and no one knows what's under the cover, all right? And you put it in, and next to you is your favorite person in the world, probably a sibling, all right? And you turn on the game, or you watch your dad turn on the game, your mom, whatever, all right? And you guys have this like...
Bro, by the way, like, that was some pussy shit. I never, ever, ever ducked under that bitch. I jumped on top of it. I smashed it. With that big bullet bill. I said, get on the fucking ground. And it killed me a couple times. I broke a controller over that shit.
What's going to happen? And now you zoom forward 30 years, and you're in a game... You know everything about it. You pre-ordered it like 6 months before the fucking thing's even out. You've ate the goddamn KFC sandwich to have the cosmetics that you're probably never even going to use. Like, you've got the game solved in your head before you even open it up. And look, I'm not trying to preach against my own job, which is I quite literally give you guys tips and guides and stuff. Like, look, the reality is like, I love you guys for watching them, but these games are also like, they are best played blind. Because what the devs don't think before they launch it is this person has seen the entire game already. Bro,
yeah, you're going into the game. You've already read the max roll guide on your class. You've got the talent calculator that's been fucking beta tested by 7 different people whose job it is to figure out what's going to cause your hammer to do 11 damage and not 9. You've got your fucking your light speed internet connection. You're watching your favorite streamer that's playing the same build but played the beta, so they're going to be ahead of you so you can ask them questions. You're on Discord with all of your other friends that know other stuff about the game, and now you're finally ready to play. You've got the interactive map plugin. Yep, you've already watched the leaked videos. You've fucking beta tested the beta. I mean, come on. Guess what? The experience isn't going to be like whenever you played Super Mario World for the first time at 6 years old. It's not going to be the same.
How many of you guys skipped the campaign because you've already fucking seen it and you haven't even played it yet? The story is half the game. Spoiler alert. We always talk about how games were better back then, but then we treat them like they're now. Look, if you want to enjoy games like you used to, you have to play them like you used to. Which is not instantly going into it looking to hate, not doing a million different...
bro, you go into the game and you have, like, this agenda. You have this agenda, all these plans of, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do in the game, and I'm going to do that, and all this other stuff. Like, what the... Bro, like, just... fucking play the game. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, try with Forspoken? Yeah, I did. I tried to go into Forspoken and be like, bro, I'm going to go and I'm going to play the game. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to try my best. And I didn't, like, you remember, watch the end of my Forspoken video. I didn't think it was the worst game ever. I just didn't think it was that good, you know? Like, that's it. I just didn't think it was great. Well, you can't because half the game is shit and the other half is unfinished. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. What are you talking about? It's not unfinished. Jesus. That's what I'm really trying with that one. I try to try with every game. Every single game I try to try with.
Different microtransactions and pre-orders. You buy the game at retail. You play it and say, fuck what everyone else is doing. You think what you think about it. And then after that, maybe you look into the community. That is what I would do on any game you ever want to play. It's not what I do because I am like all of you and we're all going to fucking do it anyway.
Yeah,
now, I'm not saying there aren't a lot of...
we're going to look up all the guides, all the resources, all the tricks, all the tools, everything about it, talent calculator, do everything ahead of time. And then after we finish the game and we beat it in the most optimized way, we're going to go online and be like, guys, they just don't make them like they used to. I tell you that. Man, games nowadays suck.
Bad cash grab, early access Steam games or anything. Okay, we all there's a lot of them, but there is a percentage of this that is our fault. Can we? That's all I'm saying. You know what? Props to the guy who donated and made the point. Because you know what, man, you're the first person who ever listened to my opinion, processed what I had to say, and then said, you know what, I agree. Honestly, I've been live streaming 10 years. It's fucking weak as fire. I had someone change their mind in 2023.
Diablo 4 is
I don't know if I even believe that. Yeah, that must have been like a paid actor or something that, right? I mean, it had to have been. I'll link you guys. This is not a Darth microtransaction video. Make sure to give it a like, give him a sub. The guy's great. He makes really good Diablo content. Yeah, I'm really glad to see him doing well. Glad to see these kinds of videos, especially meta type videos talking about this stuff. It's always good to get a fresh opinion. Did you watch the dev stream? I did see it. Yes, I did.